Hi, this is Rick Veland at Stay Fit, Lose Fat, and Stay Fit After 40.com. In the last video, I talked about the right start to eating clean. I mentioned there are two different lists that you should write down to prepare. The first list should have the specific goals that you want to accomplish. If one of your goals is for there to be less of you than right now, I recommend that you don't think of losing just weight, but losing fat. Now, go ahead and step on the scale to get a general idea, but I believe the number that you should focus on is your waist in inches rather than your weight in pounds. Since our goal should always be to maintain the muscle and move off the fat, I think the measuring tape is a more accurate guide than the scale in the war on fat. This also depends on where you tend to store fat first because of your genetics. Obviously, the waist is the problem for the majority of people, but for many others, maybe it's the hips and thighs. If that's your area of priority, then of course, measure your hips and thighs as your main guideline for fat loss. And you might say, well, I would certainly like to lose some fat around my arms or in my neck and my face too. Remember what I said, where you tend to store fat first. The first place that we store fat is the last place that we'll lose the fat. Now believe me, if you concentrate on fat lost around the middle areas of your body, then the bonus will include fat loss in your arms, neck, face, wrist, ankles, and on and on. Fat stored around our waist, our belly fat, is also connected to more chronic and serious side effects, including certain cancers, organ problems, and type 2 diabetes, than fat stored on our hips and thighs. Either way, if your goal is to move it off, then write it down. What do you want your goal to read in inches? What size pants do you want to shop for in the store? To me, the tail of the tape easily trumps the weight on the scale. And don't forget that muscle also weighs more than twice as much as fat. So the scale can be deceiving and can cause some unnecessary stress. Don't get wrapped up in scale stress. As long as you're losing inches, you're losing fat. Now, apart from fat loss, there are other main goals to consider for high-performance health. Last video, I mentioned 4 main things for a better you are to have better energy, better recovery, better immunity, and a better body. If one or all of these is important to you and you consider them part of your specific goals, then, now you know, write it down. This will play into the type of activities you'll have for a typical week of goal getting. If more endurance and energy is high on your list, then that will be the basis for both your diet and your exercise approach. For every better you goal you want to achieve, we'll try a better plan to fit it. Now the food list. If you write down your list of clean eating foods you really like, and stick to eating that for most of the time this week, you'll be on your way to your first real results. For example, here are some of the foods on my list: chicken, turkey, tuna, lean beef, low-fat, low-sugar yogurt, mozzarella cheese sticks, real whole wheat bread, peanut butter, grapes, cherries, melons, and all the vegetables. And remember, this is not some magic bullet list. This is part of my list. The good foods you really like may be very different from mine. On the next video, I'll start going into how to plan a typical week for you and your better you goals, with both eating and exercise. Also, for more information, please go to my webpage blog at stayfitafter40.com. And of course, feel free to pass all this on to your friends and family. Now, I'm Rick Veland, and for now, that's it. Stay fit, and I'll see you soon.